Oh boy, can't wait to go to this party, and without Chase too. For the first time forever, I'm on my own.
Can I get your ID?
Sure, here.
Excuse me, but what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? /serious?
That's an official government ID, you swine! Also, why did you say a tone tag?
We don't fuck with the political system here.
What do you mean? Oh, okay, I know what this is. He, they, homosexual, 22.
You may go in now.
If I know one thing about life, this isn't a regular social gathering. It's a critically online social gathering.
Greetings, humans and creatures and cells of all kinds.
I knew that invitation was sketchy. It came with pins.
All rise for our national anthem, except those that are uncomfortable. You are thou.
Oh no.
Now for today's subject, we're going to be discussing the worldwide famous band, The Living Tombstone.
Technically, they're not a band. They're a duo. Yoav and Sam are the only official members of the group, contrary to popular belief.
We're still calling them a band because it's easier, so...
It's a fallacy, but alright. Guys sound like Jay right now.
Who has listened to their peak album, Rust?
You think Rust was their peak?
TLT never misses. They always slay.
I appreciate the unwavering support for your favorite duo, but... that wasn't...
Order here. Mr. What's your name?
Patooties.
Come up to the mic and explain.
Will do. The Living Tombstone. If you've been online since at least 2014, then you have heard of them one way or another. Maybe it was their ever so famous FNAF songs. Maybe their Discord remix that, contrary to popular belief, wasn't made by them, hence remix. No Mercy, Garbage, My Ordinary Life, Basics in Behavior. You get the point. They made all the gaming hits that little Alexis Angel Dust virgin would gladly jam to on Discord while laying down on the bed, questioning their existence.
Hey, that's my Discord tag.
I'm actually a fan of TLT. More than that even. I'm a veteran. I found TLT with the FNAF 1 song all the way back in its initial release in August 2014. Originally starting out as an MLP duo, making songs based on, they slowly evolved into an all-around remix channel, making instrumentals and EDM songs not only based on shows, they also made tracks for other YouTubers and official tracks for shows, like Eddsworld's Fun Dead episode. The commercial peak would come around 2016 to 2020, a 4-year period where both FNAF was peaking. A shit ton of indie games would see their blow up, allowing the group to take advantage and make songs based on them. And by 2019, TikTok would increase popularity, and one of their songs, No Mercy, would go viral on that platform, and the band would explode in popularity even more following the trend. But in 2020, while in the middle of the virality, they realized, hey, we can make original songs too. Zero One was their debut album of original material released in September 2020. A concept album, it revolves around the reoccurring theme of one of 5 virtual band members, 01. I'll skip over the details for now since this is not a 01 review. I'm about 6 years late to the party as a matter of fact, but I will say for its time, I loved that album. It was catchy, I loved the concept, and the world the album developed for the whole duo. I feel like with this album, TLT transformed into the EDM version of Gorillaz, if they marketed towards mentally online children as well.
You're being awfully positive for someone who apparently doesn't like Rust.
Oh, don't worry. This was just the context section. Now I'm getting started. Rust, in comparison, is a mess. A disappointment even. Allow me to finally dissect this album. 5 years. Fans had to wait 5 years for the next album. Why that long? Well, the album was officially confirmed in 2023 and was to be released in 2024, but was delayed to 2025 due to them wanting to get it just right. And based on the lyrics of this album, I think I have another idea why. This album focuses on their second virtual band member, Rust.
Tombstone.
Right. In the virtual band's lore, Rust is the most rebellious one and the most social activist-like. So with this album, the duo doubled down on that concept and made a world where the USA has become a corrupted country, and people like Rust refuse to give in. If the USA wants to win, they're gonna have to.
You can't press pause on chaos. Dead men passing laws when the judge holds a seance.
I'll admit that this is a pretty decent opening. It sets the stage just right for the world we're about to dive in with this album. The USA in a state of terror, corruption, and injustice set by the leaders or the president. The beat drop is pretty mid though, I won't lie, it's literally just a repeating note. Honestly, not much to say about this other than it's a good opener, with some pretty cool lyrics, and the chanting could prove to be a fun tool in live performances. 6 out of 8.
Death at the door. Another day of genocide killing the poor. Debt compounding more and more.
The lead single of the album, Be Alone. It's pretty great actually. It doubles down on Kill Us All's lyrics and demands a change in the way the American system works. Rust demands people to join him in his battle for change. And if you don't sing along, at least deign to show that you agree with the message. The chorus is catchy and energizing, the verses are cool, the rapping is fucking terrible, and overall I could see why they chose this to be the lead single. It's pretty fire. 6.5 out of 8.
Hey, you said this album was bad. Why are you so positive then?
Oh, trust me, I was getting to that. Jesus Christ. Talk about obnoxious. It's a shame. The song has all the recipes needed for evil gym music. A song all about transforming yourself into the best that you truly are on the inside. A schemer, a stealer, a narcissistic nihilist who puts themselves over others. But god damn is the chorus horrifying. Compared to the last few songs that could be used for fun chanting, this song's chanting is horrendous. It's just I walk ahead of you distorted in a way that makes you uncomfortable. In a bad way. The song also comes and goes. It's barely 2 minutes. It's the second shortest on the album. I'm not a fan of the song at all. 4 out of 8. Actually, the verses are excellent. Very fun to sing along to. Somebody is all about the need and crave to actually be somebody in this world and not another statistic in the world's population. The need to actually be accepted and someone that people can be proud of. The lyrics have become more pleading, and at the end of the song, Sam is practically shrieking, "Are you proud of me now?" This song is honestly up there as one of my favorites from this album. But if it wasn't for that mid-chorus, this would have been number 1. As a matter of fact, at times this song feels incomplete. It's under 3 minutes, and the last half is just a repeat of the aforementioned phrase. I feel like this song needed a bridge to really tie it up together, to bring it home. Overall, a pretty good song, but lacking. 6 out of 8.
Rust grows, the longer it's exposed.
Damn, this one was such a letdown of a title track. Not to sound like a comparing freak, but the last album's title track, 01, was not only the best on that album, but in my opinion, was compositionally and creatively the Living Tombstones' artistic peak as a duo, aka their greatest song in their entire discography. And for the next title track to be this, a barely 2-minute song that just feels more like an interlude than a song, where the beat drop is barely a beat drop and more so a transitional melody, it's a gross offense to me. The song is once again about the corrupted system of America and how it's decaying more and more as time goes by. The more it decays, the more its identity is revealed to the masses, and in contrast, the fight against it is becoming stronger. There's no chorus. The verses barely have any proper melody to them, which would be fine. I like improper melodies in songs, if it wasn't for the fact that because of the composition, it feels more so extremely stale than creative. Enough said. 3 out of 8.
Keep everything from leaking. You're pushing up against every ceiling. They're watching over you, seeking reasons to punish, stopping you from delivering.
What the fuck even is this track? Boulder. This one is about the eternal struggle against, you guessed it, the American system. The haunting everyday feeling that no matter how hard you try, it's not good enough, and it'll never be good enough, and your efforts will come tumbling down before you, sending you back to square one, the mental fate similar to that of the eternal curse of Sisyphus. So with that being said, this is hands down the worst track on the album. The album is in an awkward 3/4 time signature, making it extremely unconventional, which would be cool and unique for a track. I like stuff like that, if it wasn't for the fact that the rapping is horrid.
Keep everything from from leaking. You're pushing up against every ceiling. They're watching over you, seeking reasons to punish, stopping you from delivering. Sisyphus pushing boulders, the world is crushing, the weight is resting upon your shoulders. No escaping, your back is aching, your knees are buckling, bones are breaking.
There's not a redeeming quality at all in me. It's impossible, seems like an implausible dream. Positive, clean thoughts intervene, but they're all either altered and mean, assault and demean, tossed to the being lost in the scheme, squashed in between a brainwashing machine.
Building up to an even worse chorus that feels so out of place. Like it was just placed there in their audio editing software's timeline. And the fact that it is also the third shortest song on the entire album, once again, barely reaching 3 minutes, it's just so irritating. Like, how did this make the final cut? What were they thinking? 2 out of 8.
We're waiting for sundown. At night when we come out, are you scared?
Thank heavens, it's actually good. Orphans takes a different turn, and instead of focusing on the social injustices that America brings, it focuses on the people of the country who have been overlooked, those whose lives have been filled with nothing but hopelessness and abandonment, and now they've had enough. Uniting with one another and finding common ground and strength within themselves, they plan to fight back against the people who discarded them. It's an extremely powerful song filled with strong, heavy chords and a kick-ass melody. The pre-chorus gave me goosebumps, and the build-up was not a letdown unlike the other tracks. It's actually relatively satisfying, with the vocals now becoming strong yells of declaration. Honestly, this might be my absolute top favorite on the album. 6.5 out of 8. Once again, we have another decent track. Goliath is once again about a person. The need to tear down the giant systemic machines of the country, personified as Goliath. The song is seemingly based on the biblical story of David versus, you guessed it, Goliath. It makes for a very inspiring anti-government or anti-oppression anthem. It's one of the catchiest songs on the album as well. Although I can imagine someone not being caught dead listening to the song next to their parents because of the ongoing chanting of God doesn't love me. I can only imagine their fans chanting that live. Oh boy. 5 out of 8. Pretty decent.
Sunrise, an empty mansion at the seaside.
This one's about the downfall of a once luxurious and peaceful seaside area, leaving behind nothing except the pier. It's an interesting take on the consequences we shall face in the foreseeable future for not heeding nature's warnings, such as climate change, global warming, the governmental systems that contributed to the downfall. Now we're paying the price for not listening, and as the song says, the sight is now kind of pretty and funny. It's a sickeningly satisfying result. The song has a case of good verse, bad chorus. The verses are fun to sing to, but the chorus is so mid, very strange, and too robotic. Yes, I know TLT's entire identity is all about robotic melodies, but in this song, it's to the point where it's distracting. So heavy, the lyrics are almost impossible to decipher. The ending also feels so awkward. It's like they didn't know what else to do with the song halfway through, so they put this in this weird string-like ending to make it feel like a satisfying closure, when in reality, it's just awkward. This one's a mid-song. 5 out of 8. I like it. I like it a lot. As a matter of fact, I almost cried. My bitch ass almost cried to this song, but it's a cover, not an original song. Goody. This song is a reassurance song, hence the title. A song that, despite the conflict in this country, the pain, the suffering, the trials and tribulations that we face every day, one day, things will change for the better. Perhaps 2026 will be our year. But who are we kidding? The song abruptly comes to an explosion, perhaps as a symbolism that nothing will ever truly be great, that all that reassurance we got was our mind playing tricks on us. It makes for a very heavy listen. It's just a shame that this isn't original material. 6 out of 8. Rust pales in comparison to TLT's previous work, and I know what you're thinking.
This was them switching things up. Nothing wrong with change. We're all for it.
And I'm all for it too. Nothing's wrong with a different sound. As a matter of fact, I want that. I want TLT to make a risk and do something unexpected. But this album missed the mark in such a devastating way. I did not wait over 5 years for an album that's barely 20 minutes. No song goes past 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Half of the track list feels awkward at the very least, and incomplete at most. What a mess. And you know what? You know what I think is another reason why I think this album got delayed? Think about it. This album was supposed to drop sometime in 2024. Late 2024 at least. The album was made to be a concept album about fighting against the injustices and corruption of America and was become under its leadership. You know what happened in 2024? Take a wild fucking guess. As bold as this may sound, this album feels like it got inspired by the fucking election. It may sound far-fetched, but it's still an interesting tidbit to hear me out on. The album's overall story throughout the tracks feels like it got inspired by the current administration, and the poor reception it has been receiving for reasons I shall not disclose because I am not a political channel. I'm just simply stating my thoughts and opinions on an album released by an LA duo. A political album isn't necessarily bad, but by making one, you're just simply asking for trouble. The Living Tombstone is, at its core, an EDM duo that makes original songs and at times tracks based on games, shows, movies, and sometimes for content creators. Where does politics fit in that?
What's this all about that life? He's a social activist. You said so.
Indeed I did. However, I feel like it would have been more fitting if the things were a bit over-exaggerated, a little fantasy-like, similar to how their previous discography was at times. With this album, it felt less like Russ protesting and more like Sam and Noah personally projecting, to be blunt. When listening to the album, when you have your phone off, you forget that the lyrics are supposed to be based on Russ because of how bizarrely personal it feels, minus the title track. Because the album took on such a theme and in such a way, some fans, especially people like me, didn't resonate with this album, especially since we came off of their previous album 01, an album that wasn't projecting, more so personal in a way that was relatable. An album about feeling lost and hopeless, and in a desperate act before you fall into a bottomless hole, take a chance, and completely change your identity so you can feel like someone, but the cost is, you feel like someone, but not yourself. It was a very captivating album that easily resonated with the fans. And to go from that to this is so perplexing, and it shows. Rust, in contrast to 01, barely got any streams, and we're a pretty distance away from the album's release date. The songs don't have replay value because of their structures. It simply failed, but who am I to judge? There's still plenty of fans who really enjoyed this album, and you know what? Good for them. If you liked it, that's totally fine. Who am I to tell someone what to feel about something? I'm just simply stating my thoughts. And that's all there is to it.
Master Yacker, it wasn't that deep, bro.
Oh, fuck you, I'm out of here!
How dare you yell at us? Stop projecting.
Projecting? I'm simply stating my opinions. I have a right.
No, we have a right not to be offended and hurt by your statements. And it's more important than your cute little statistics and factualities. Because you verbally insulted us with your different musical opinions. We'll have to murder you in self-defense. And it's illegal for you to pay back.
Huh? Where in the law is that illegal?
Duty to retreat says you have a legal obligation to not fight, and instead run. And because you were the original aggressor, you now claim self-defense. So you better run while you still can. Prepare to die a shameful death.
Motherfucker! Let me out! Let me out of here! Hey! Hey! Let me out! Let me